I'd like to call to order the meeting of the committee chairs at the Greenfield City Hall Meeting Room, second floor, and Zoom hybrid on Tuesday, April 4th at 6 p.m. This meeting is being recorded by the committee chairs. If anyone else present or on Zoom is doing the same, they can notify me at this time. Hearing none. The purpose of this meeting is to prepare the agenda for subcommittee for council consideration. No discussion or comments will be entertained unless requested by the chair. Roll call.
President Gwynn.
Here.
Vice President Forgy.
Here.
Councillor Elmer is not in attendance as of yet. And Councillor Bullock is also not in attendance. Councillor Disorder.
Present.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
All right, we'll start and go down the list as it appeared in your packets. Under my notes, possible change in the animal control ordinance. Councillor Disorder, I see that it was just an update that was asked by Councillor Bullock. Does this warrant any immediate action?
So I actually spoke with Councilor Bullock about this. I just kind of took those questions over because there was a dog bite incident, and I think somebody in the mayor's office said that might be an ordinance thing, and it appeared that it was very lenient, I guess, the dog bite with that. And so I was hoping that A&O would look at that. And I did say I can't take any ownership for this.
No, that's right. I just seen the so
that
I will ask A&O just to look into it and
that would be great
and decide if ordinance is warranted.
Okay.
Oh, there's Mary Ann.
Just note for the record that Councillor Bullock is joining us at 6:02. I'm just at this moment going to send over to you the dog bite idea just to look at.
Okay, yeah.
Just discussion, no action yet, just to see, you know, where it goes for our original ordinance and such.
Okay.
Request to ban nip bottles submitted by former Councillor Chris Joseph. I'm not sure where I would send this. There's a couple of pieces that, I mean, we don't have to take action, but if it needed discussion.
So
Go ahead.
rules of procedure say that if someone proposes it, that a councillor needs to take it under their wing and support it as.
Yeah. So it would need to come back as a councillor supported ordinance or idea. And then I would say that it probably should, it falls into many categories. We'll have to take a look at it when it comes back because it's the economics of it. There's a million things that, you know, get put into play when you take something like that. So let's see what comes back. Councillor Fortune.
Yeah. There's also, I think, a larger discussion going on a state level, or there is a need to have that conversation on the state level at this point, because it does have that economic statewide impact piece. And if we just put it in place, how do you stop people from driving down Barton Road and throwing their nip bottles out of the window?
It doesn't stop, I don't want to get into a discussion, but it doesn't stop people from going to Turner's Falls and or Burniston and throw them in front of my house because that's what they do now. But it's not going to stop it if they're coming back that way. So, I mean, it's a bigger picture, but let's just, I'll take it under advisement at this point. Okay. Councillor Disorder, easier access for residents to appear at committee, commissions, board meetings. I see where it came from. I read the piece that was sent to you. I'm imagining these are more mayoral, executive side groups than council side that we're talking about. They're commissions and committees, because all of ours are hybrid at this point.
Yes, that is true. This was just this is not just it was a person that lives here that wrote about a planning board meeting that, because of health issues, was not able to attend.
Right.
And so it's it just occurred to me to send it along because actually like school committee and planning board, there are big things that are happening and we have all this equipment.
Right.
So, but I would leave that to whoever, A&O or the mayor or whoever that's supposed to go to, but I think it should be.
It's really it's not really our purview in that piece, but I think that we should actually send a copy of the letter to the mayor's office that was received by Councilor DeSorger from the constituent.
Right, okay.
And then I will follow up in a conversation with the mayor and see if there's thoughts fit, and I'll come back with that information.
Right.
Councilor Forgy and I meet with the mayor. We tried to meet with the mayor, you know, was going to be monthly and it hasn't quite been monthly at this moment, but we are meeting with her. And I'll just ask her or Chief of Staff Letourneau if there's thoughts of expanding to commissions, bodies, boards. You know, we have a lot of stuff in action, and if it's accessible, I'll find out what the drawbacks are.
Yeah, I think especially having school committee be hybrid the way that city council is so that people can speak, because I can't even make it to school committee meetings.
Can we also forward that letter to
Chair and the super.
chair? Yeah, the chair and the super, for the same reason, get a discussion going amongst
Right.
other bodies. That, I mean, the school committee makes their own decisions, obviously, but if there's a need and a ask, we can start there. Okay.
Could I just say,
Yeah.
I also think there are huge things that happen at our planning board.
Yeah, no, that's why I say if we can get to the mayor, I think some of the other committees, public safety,
Yes.
there's several things that I think could benefit the community if they were
Yeah.
able to appear in that way. So
Okay.
I'll ask a question.
Thank you.
Initiate the proposed zoning amendment for French King, that would go to EDC. I'll talk to Phil, but that would go to EDC. That's where we left it. And
Yeah,
that's who
and then
requested
we
it.
do sort of a first reading at the council for public
Yep.
notice.
Mayor's appointments would go to A&O.
So
Okay.
just to point out, the zoning board of appeals appointment for Victor is correcting an appointment that was made last month or the month before. It was supposed to be for an alternate. It was not.
Okay.
So this is correcting and affirming.
Just make sure that Councilor Bullock has that so she can tell her board, her committee.
I believe it says it right in the memo for the mayor. Yeah.
And then those are just go right to A&O at her next meeting. Sale of city-owned land, that would also go to EDC. And that would be a procedure start, EDC.
I think this is the conclusion of a procedure that's been ongoing, and
Yep.
the mayor is now recommending it for sale.
Okay, let's send it to EDC. All right, there is a lot of CPA stuff now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 articles of CPA. Following that graph that we received, Clerk Scott, what's our next step, in the
So-
chart?
Does did the Ways and Means ever review, accept, recommend the CPA?
We sent over the
Guidelines?
CPA.
We did.
Yep, we accepted the guidelines.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
sorry, I
So-
wasn't aware of
No,
that.
Yep, no, guidelines were talked about. So now it's where we are on the next step of the guideline.
I can't tell you that because I didn't look into it.
No problem.
I believe it,
Councilor Sorkin.
if you can, please.
So we thought that was a good idea. Then I've watched those CPA meetings, then they send them to the mayor and then they come to us, all these recommendations. So it says author, so I think.
It's
they're
time
full-
to-
Yeah, I think it's time to showtime.
I
That's
think
what
I think so. I think there's a public hearing. I'm really not
Let's-
sure. Can I
Okay.
review it and
No,
get it
I'll tell you,
tomorrow?
let's prepare for it to go to Ways and Means. And then or does it go to full council?
I take it to full council because the decision makers on this
Are not,
I don't know.
are not us.
Right,
It was
not
them.
us.
We're just,
That's a
so,
great
Right,
idea.
but
Thank you, Chris.
through the Community Preservation Act, the council does need to authorize support.
yeah, no problem. We'll do that, but on full council floor.
Okay.
I
Based
don't think
on,
it needs a review. through
okay,
Ways
I
and
just
Means,
didn't,
'cause
I would only say that if we accepted a procedure that has ways and means in there, then we need to do that. If not, we're fine. I don't
I
recall
don't
that.
believe it went, I don't believe the.
Let's follow,
I can-
so let's do this. Let's follow procedure.
Yeah.
And if, tell me our time frame, if we have a time frame, because we got to also look at the size of our agenda for the April meeting. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. I will look at the
because we're
procedure
going to,
tomorrow.
May's going to be money, you know,
Well, I
but
think the next 2 months are going to be money,
yeah.
money.
But that's what I say, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
do we have time to do CPA at the same time, or, you know what I'm saying? We got, I don't want to cloud
Yeah, if-
what we're trying to accomplish.
Well, one of the things is that there are a couple of capital projects that have been given funding from CPA.
So they need to go
So they
simultaneously.
need to go like this month as far as.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the CPA would need to go first.
Correct.
Because
For the
So,
capital.
so then let's make sure we have them procedurally then, if it's ready, then it has to go, even that night has to go before capital.
It should.
Correct. So if, I just don't have my computer, I can't look at the process
No,
right
that's
now.
okay.
So
That's fine.
look at the process.
And I didn't
I
print that.
think having CPA on April prior to capital, I believe there needs to be a public hearing, but I could be incorrect. And how about if I'll send something out tomorrow morning
Yeah, just update us
about
on,
this
let's
specifically.
update us on procedure and make
Yeah.
sure we're following it. And if it takes any oversight besides coming to full council floor, just let us know. And I'll
Yeah.
talk to Councilor DeSorger and make sure we're there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not sure about the public hearing piece. So operating
Yeah.
budget, 6 orders.
Yes. They came in, including the operating, the revolving fund, the enterprise funds, you know, the typical 6 orders that go with an operating budget. General fund, OPEB stabilization, water, sewer, and GSA enterprise fund and revolving fund.
So I'll defer to Ways and Means in some ways.
Yeah.
Where's the cart before the horse on this one?
It could just, should be first reading. That one have taken that up.
That's what this
Yeah.
is.
It is a first
reading.
Okay.
So first reading, fine. Councilor DeSorger can do the first reading at the meeting.
Bring water and breathe. It'll be a long one.
All right, EDC, which is 11th, public hearing on the public way, which is Verde. That is not the one that we just sent over there though, which is Washington Street.
right,
That's
yeah.
above it. So we have Washington Street, Verde, and didn't I just send something else over to EDC? Oh, the
The
initiate.
first reading will be
The
initiated at the
initiate,
council
yep,
meeting.
so that has to be added. It doesn't have to be added to their agenda. It has to be added to ours, yes.
Yeah.
A and O, mayor's appointments and,
I'm, I have a comment. We're in the middle of budget and there is a ton of work for us to do at this point. So I'm wondering if there is something that we can do to more or less streamline this process. If for instance, appointments and ordinance committee, basically what has to go forward is the mayor's appointments that could go on full council floor. And they don't have to beat. And then they can take up the Public Safety Commission stuff and also the other pieces that you were talking about here. And I'm saying that during budget season, I think budget should come first. And that's the most important thing we have to do. my thoughts. I said that at
Councilor
another meeting.
I'll defer to you.
I'm requesting that we do A&O remotely for now, that we not meet in person and or not require me to be here.
If we're talking about this meeting, and we'll get back to the other piece, because there's a problem with us not doing one for all and all for one. That's kind of how our subcommittees have to go for precedent of community. So it's going to be, if you didn't want to meet this month for A&O and you just wanted to send appointments to the floor, we could do that. And then you could take on the other pieces, the other piece next month, or, I mean, that's kind of up to you on, I mean, you've got, you have a Board of License Commissioner, you have a Public Safety Commission, and you have.
The Public Safety Commission is gonna be a discussed topic. I know it is.
On A&R.
And on the council floor.
Okay.
So if we want to get through the discussion in A&O and then have a synopsis by the time we get to the council floor, we should probably keep the meeting and hopefully it'll go quicker on.
That's up to you. That, you're the chair. So if you think that's the process, if you're not able to open your meeting, is there someone that could assist you in that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can't Thursday the 13th. Let me figure it out. I just feel bad having one counselor be here alone.
No one else from your committee?
No one wants to come. Like everyone wants to come remote, and everyone has kids on my committee, like except for Penny. Penny was the one who was going to open it when my kid was sick last month. So yeah, we can talk. Is it on the agenda to talk about the remote meeting possibility, or?
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe.
I'll figure it out.
All right, do you want to do the 611 still? You want to have that on your agenda, or? Greenfield Charter 611 Public Safety Commission updated version. I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Because if we cancel this month's meeting, the appointments all the appointments go directly to the floor no matter what.
Yes.
We can't hold them till the
Correct.
following
You
meeting.
cannot.
Ay.
May I, and I asked before you were here, if we could take up what did I ask about? Were you putting something else to A&O on the dog?
Oh, that was just sending for her to look into.
Okay, all right.
That's a discussion.
Yeah, that'll be next.
That would have to be drafted as an ordinance and come forward as an ordinance to be add ordinances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe as a compromise piece in regard to the budget and the work that has to be done. On the budget, we could have this 1 month on Zoom. This month, your meeting on Zoom.
Or we can cancel it and we can talk about appointments on the council floor. That's fine with me.
All right.
It just means that
This
people are gonna
Public
have to
Safety
deal with that.
Commission amendment, is that ready to be,
no, we only had we had an initial discussion about it. It was a very short.
that's in process.
The next time, like when this is on the agenda next time, that's the real, I'm assuming that's when we're going to amend it to make it what people want.
Okay.
But honestly, budget book just came out. So like probably my committee hasn't had much time to review it.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
fine with
understand
moving it.
So
Let's cancel the meeting and
let's move
bring
the
appointments to the
appointments
floor.
to the council floor.
That sounds fine.
And we want to invite our appointees to our meeting. Just let them know they're welcome, and we'll give them time if they ask it, because they did not have the opportunity to talk at subcommittee. That would be Amanda Abramson and Amy McMahon. And Victor, that's kind of a change. He's already done the process, so he doesn't.
Don't invite?
No, he doesn't have
Okay.
to. I mean, if he wants to, by all means, he may, but.
We do need to uninvite the Public Safety Commission though, because we did invite them to come to discuss this amendment this month.
Okay. Tell them that we're gonna
Push it off.
move that along.
So we're gonna uninvite them from April and invite them in May?
If we have a May, because that's the actual budget.
Yeah, that May's the time we have to decide, are we having
just
more than one
uninvite-
meeting anyways for
and then-
full council and,
Next meeting to be determined?
yes, we'll TBA, we'll look at it. We'll proceed that we're gonna have it, but let's see what happens.
Okay.
CRC, Chris, you have your discussions on precincts, and when is that gonna happen?
I would like that to happen on Monday, the 24th of April.
Okay.
No, have you got budget planned on that one? Okay, sorry. What day do we not have budget?
Thursday, April 20th?
I'm not gonna be here.
Now Thursday the 13th,
Okay.
because I'm canceling A&O.
No.
Okay.
That's quick. This is where we invite the precincts, and then,
Right.
Which I'm 1, 2, and 3, I might add. As
then-
chair of Ways and Means, I'm the 1, 2, and 3. I fit in that first category.
yeah, me too.
When, Thursday, the 27th?
No.
Okay, Ginny, which day on that week do we not have
I
budget?
think, I'm sorry, I'm not at all trying to be difficult. I think we have
No.
to schedule both of those nights. I think we're on 24 and 27, as I recall. Is that right?
That's gonna suck.
I think I have, excuse me, I think I have 12, 18, 24, 27, and May 3rd, and it could be more than that.
Okay.
But quite truthfully, yeah, just from a perspective of being the precinct 3 counselor, and you're starting with the first 3 precincts.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you just canceled and yours was on,
The 13th.
13th?
No, that's me.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just taking up the whole end.
I will take the 13th because I think that's the only day that's gonna work unless somebody else wants to chair the meeting. But I guess that would be a week from Thursday and that is, I'd like to have it 6 PM and I'd like to have it here at City Hall. Are we okay with that?
Well, let me just ask about, you're asking 3 precincts that they could attend.
Well,
Residents.
The people, I'm asking precincts 1, 2, and 3 to attend.
Well, Catherine Golub, 2 and 3 are right here.
Right. So it's a matter of, do we want, you don't think, I have no idea how these meetings are attended. The John Zahn big room is a pain, you said, right? And then we have to find out if anyone's in it.
I don't think it's gonna have a big crowd. I really don't.
I mean, I don't want to, my thought is I would like to encourage people to come from the precinct. So I don't know if, is,
Okay, so we have a chairs meeting on the 2nd of May. We have a budget hearing put aside for, I guess I should say that I am gone from the 16th to the from the 15th to the 26th. I'm gone. So.
I mean, I have no
somebody
problem with
else
the
wants to-
13th. I have I have no problem with you having it on the 13th if that's the date, but I'm thinking of location. If we're asking, you're going to have your entire committee and then the 3 extra precinct councils and any at-large councilors that want to come. Because but then how many precincts people might come if we invite the precincts? Because that was the intention, was to have people come from the precincts and talk about, the dog bite in their precinct or the tree in my precinct or, that was the idea, was to get precinct direct.
Oh, go ahead, no.
No,
So I'm just going to say this. You have as your counselors for that, 2 out of the 3 are Ways and Means members. I'm not even speaking for myself, but I think people would not have anticipated that this was happening then as far as scheduling wise.
Okay.
And we are saying that this is budget season. And that first meeting that we're having is going to be a very, very,
So are you saying you want to do it in June? I mean, that would be, And then you're here, because I'm gone most of June.
Or what about that first week of May? Because I do think having it the 13th is like quick notice. We should due diligence without.
I mean, first week of May, I was just worried about multiple ways and
Budget.
means meetings,
Oh.
budget meeting, and the possibility of having to have 2 full council meetings if budget wasn't done.
So general practice has been that during the budget season, I'm just going to say this, even though I can feel in your heart of hearts
A minute ago.
that
Let's.
we are
let's
have
go to June.
postponed these because
Let's go
they're-
CRC in June, Chris.
Sure, that's fine. We'll miss May. Okay.
You were going to do chairs meeting in June as we spoke. I will be
Yes,
here.
that's correct. I will be.
So CRC for April and May is canceled?
Yes. Right? You have nothing,
Right. Well, it's definitely canceled for April.
yeah.
And I think we could probably make the case for May as well due to the budget.
Yeah, because I think there's been, I mean, Jenny and I haven't had a discussion, we keep threatening to about, are we going to need a full extra council meeting, which we have to always have in the hopper for May if we don't finish business. We have to have an additional May meeting. At one point in life, I think when Otis was Ways and Means Chair, maybe he had a capital meeting and then we had another meeting on the budget.
Yes, and we won't need an extra meeting for capital, but the budget this year, I'm looking at this, anticipating that we may need an extra meeting.
Yeah, so that's why I would keep May as fluid as possible. So let's go to June on CRC and you'll pick the dates and get back to us.
Yeah, if Monday, June 12th works,
Okay.
that would be fine. The next week is Juneteenth, so that would not be fine.
That's when I come back.
Okay, so the 12th looks good. Otherwise, we go into the last week in June.
Okay. I know this was a little drawn out, but
That's okay.
we're really solving multiple issues here when we're talking about trying to fit in everybody's time during the budget
Perfectly fine.
process. Okay, Ways and Means.
Can I just?
of course.
So April and May canceled.
Yeah.
June 12th meeting precincts 1, 2, and 3, 6 PM here, City Hall hybrid.
I would like that.
That's fine. Let's see how we do on attendance.
Okay,
Reconfigure the room,
Okay.
okay,
straight table, more chairs, whatever we need.
okay.
We might have 10 people on hybrid and no one here, you don't know.
This room can fit a lot of people. I've been here when there's a lot of people.
I've been here with 30 people.
Yeah.
I've been back here at capacity. with
Yeah, me too.
49, so yeah, because we've asked people to leave because of capacity. Not just now, like at other genres and all right, Ways and Means. Counselor DeSorger, you've got a lot going on. Tuesday, April 18th, is that your next meeting or?
Oh, the 12th, and I have a question about our budget books, because the actual budget, we got a highlight, I would say yesterday, but not a line by line.
Question is, did the books go to the printer?
I believe they went to the printer at the same time that they were being sent out electronically. I believe,
He wrote back and said they were going to the printer today, right?
yes.
I haven't checked. So the thought I had was they said that, at least I thought I heard this, was that when it went to the printer, it would also be in a PDF file.
And so, yeah, it says the PDF of the budget book will be sent to you and the printer Tuesday. Sorry for the delay.
And I have not seen that.
Me neither.
That's today.
So
Let's find out where that is.
I know they have been working on it. I can't say anything else.
As soon as we get the PDF, it'll be out.
Could I ask you the time frame though, between, what is the general turnaround time to the printer? Because I can't work on it.
I don't know. I've never used the J for printing. I would guess it's usually about a week between sending it to the printer and getting the
If
copies.
we have a copy of the PDF, we can like go to Copycat and get you it printed and
How many pages?
probably.
Probably about 150, 200 pages.
Budget book, yeah.
Come to my office.
If you,
But I've printed curriculums at Copycat. You can do it in 3 hours.
if you can't get it printed, we can print it for you, but it won't be in color. The budget book you get will be in color.
Yeah, I know, that's fine.
I would just like to say this, that I think I'm not the only one that needs to look at the book. That's all I'm saying. So I do want to, maybe tomorrow we can touch base and find out.
Yeah, I mean,
how long
PDF will be available. It,
I
you know,
don't see it.
It's not here.
yeah, but it could be tomorrow. It could be, I mean, we'll find out when the PDF is coming, but everyone will have access to the PDF in the interim.
That is lovely. That's good. You know, I'm just saying, I can read like some of these things on that. It's just so much easier and like to have the printed form.
So,
Okay,
sorry.
yeah.
I don't think this is different than any other time. Is
So
it?
when
Yes.
it
It
is,
is what, what's the difference?
Yeah, we have the budget book in our hands.
Right.
Yeah,
On day one?
on day one.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
I'm just,
Different, very different.
would it be helpful if I said when the budget book is sent to us, I will print one not in color acceptable, Chris, not in color acceptable?
Oh, yeah, that doesn't bother me, no.
So I will print 2 of them. Would you like one also? The budget book is coming.
Yeah, if we have a time frame on how long it takes, I can wait. When's the first?
I'll check on some dates and times and thoughts tomorrow.
When's the first?
And then I'll find out.
And I can also ask that, but we can print it. We
I
just,
know, and I'm
Don't have the-
I'm also into economics, but I can't read 200 pages on a
Yeah.
computer. Then there's a lot of ins and outs with it.
okay.
And I don't think that our committee in general is asked to do that.
What is this?
I would say that, but for my full council, there's points of reference if they're trying to look
Yes,
back and.
they're not,
There's
yes,
the
it's,
budget letter.
it's,
Yeah, but that wasn't the budget book. The mayor sent the budget letter with attachments, but not the budget.
Okay, I'll get back to that. Let's move forward. You have lots of agenda items, Ginny. You're going to have to tell me exactly.
so all of our capital things we voted at committee, so they can go, they will be able to go onto all of these.
So capital needs the.
Capital is on the draft.
It's CPA before capital, because if not, it has to be changed.
If not, we will change it.
Okay.
Unless, so it is here as a first reading. Draft mayor's appointments agenda.
If it's the first reading, then we're going to have an issue.
Acceptable.
Because if there's parts in the capital budget that rely on CPA, we just have to make sure that we can do it in that order.
So on this draft of the council agenda, it has the capital budget to be voted, but the CPA is a first reading.
CPA is a first reading. Well, I guess my okay, so I'm sorry. Procedurally, first reading, and then we're going to vote the budget?
No. This is, we're just talking capital projects.
Right.
I get where we are with this and I see your face. So this is the fact of the matter. We took up at our meeting and voted on the capital projects and we're ready to go. We've had a first reading, we're into the second reading, so we're ready.
And we made the decision.
And we made the decision. I would actually like to say additionally that there's only one thing in question on the CPA. And just as an FYI, we voted negatively on that and because CPA, we knew CPA voted the money. That's for Bocce. So if you can hold that, but I think that really is, you know, I mean, we're going to have too much on our May meeting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So find out if this is actual process, first reading CPA. Obviously, we need to have the first reading before we do the capital. We just got to make sure that we can pass the capital with a footnote.
Yeah, because I actually would love to get,
I'm just saying, I just want to say procedurally, I have to know if we can pass the capital budget, if it's got a CPA footnote that we haven't passed.
Right.
If we have not voted to recommend this in a second reading and vote, then I don't know if we can allocate funds on a vote of the capital.
Can I ask what item?
Yes.
What one item, please?
The one item that the CPA voted money for is they voted 75.5 for the Beacon Park.
Beacon Park.
And that's the only one that's caught up in capital?
Yes,
Let me
and
ask one question.
yeah.
Can we remove that from this capital agenda, from this agenda, and put that one item on the capital budget next month,
Beacon Park.
the Beacon one?
For the-
Can we do all the capitals this meeting and do that one next month after we vote in the CPA?
I think the first thing is to find out whether these need readings. I'm just
But is there is there a reason we can't break up the capital pieces? Does it all have to go as one unit? I'm just saying, if there's 7 items and we vote 6 of them, yay or nay, and we discuss them, could we take that one that
Yeah, I
is involved and
suppose
move
you
it to the next meeting? I'm just saying,
suppose you could.
then that would be if we have to have a first reading, then there's no other way to do it. Because I don't think we can vote the CPA money
Well,
as part of a capital budget if we haven't voted the CPA.
okay, so let's back up. I'm not sure we need a first or second reading on any of this because this is a decision that was done by a citizen committee.
Yeah, but I still think it has to do with the allocation of money, and that's still,
The council still needs to vote the CPA money.
I understand that, but, okay.
so let's just find out.
and we could do the first and second. We could do the first and second in that night. And I'm going to go further. I think they actually should be all together because that bocce court that we voted negatively on is a free cash item. And that actually is going to matter to the bottom line of the full operating budget and should be done well in advance of May. And we made a vote on it.
And it was funded, it was
It was funded by CPA and we did not,
disability access,
and we did not fund it.
right, and we did not fund it. The
I'm just-
city did not fund it.
I'm just saying that we've got to find out
Yes, true.
if we have to have a first reading and then have a second reading and a vote, then I don't know if we can vote the capital piece when we haven't voted the CPA. That's what we're going to have to find
Okay.
out.
Right.
If not, we're going to have to move.
And then sometimes we have had a first and a second reading, I'm just saying, in one night. That is another possibility. We've had a first and a second reading.
Very, very rarely.
That's true.
Yes. I'm not saying it hasn't happened.
So I'm going to
I'm just
stop
saying
this
it's not a
discussion at this moment on that
preference.
and say, let's find out procedurally what we have to do to get this done correctly, giving people time, both in the public and the public's been involved in the CPA.
Oh, they have.
So I mean, that's not like we can say, oh, they don't know what we're voting on. They have. They've been involved in this every step of the way. So let's find out. It's all in one order, the CPA. You know,
Right.
that's the thing. You know, the CP.
It's broken down, yeah.
Yeah, but it's one order. So we just have to find out can we vote on a capital budget if we haven't voted on the CPA? That's all I'm asking. If it contains elements of it. I just got to find out it's procedurally.
Very good.
It's
That's,
there. Okay, Ginny, now, operating budget, 2024. You're going to talk about that starting in these April meetings?
yes, we have our first meeting on Wednesday, April 12th.
I saw those all coming through. So you have a calendar that you'll make available, Kathy, to everybody on all these meetings where all this is going to be done by department and such?
Yes.
Okay.
There is one question. All the department heads can make it on the nights that they have been assigned. GSET has been moved to April 27th. Jenny, rather than April 18th, you're good with that?
Yeah, I was fine with that. That's fine.
The superintendent has asked if on the 24th, when the schools meet, if the Greenfield schools could go prior to the tech school.
I'm okay with that.
Yes, all right, so we'll say yes. Other than that, I believe the operating budget is as nailed down as it can be at this point. And yes, it would go out to everyone as a formal,
Calendar.
yeah.
And then Jenny, in the process, you will determine on where you think we're going to need to possibly schedule a second full council meeting in May and how that would work. Whether it's a week apart or a day apart or whatever, that's up to you. And you need,
Right.
we have to
Yes,
clear
'cause
John's on and we have to clear it with Tammy and make sure that we're not moving other meetings and such.
And I have to say, I was looking at, we had May 3rd as the,
Finish up of departments and deliberations and recommendations.
and then we'd have, and then May 16th would be a regular Ways and Means meeting. And I am concerned, yes, that we'd need an extra one in there in the week of, I don't know.
So you're concerned that you'll need an extra Ways and Means for the week following the May 3rd meeting?
Full council,
Or full council?
full council.
Or would someone entertain council meeting on the 17th, continuation on the 18th, council meeting on the 17th, hard stop at 11, or whenever that discussion ends, continuing on to the 18th, where, so you wouldn't adjourn the 17th. You would continue the meeting to a date certain of the 18th at 6 PM
With a hard stop.
with a
already
hard
scheduled,
stop on the 17th scheduled for,
11:30 PM or 11 PM or something.
11:30,
Because then we have to come back the very next day if we don't have.
or whatever you say, 11,
whatever is agreed upon as a hard stop.
Right, okay. Yeah, that sounds, I actually think that is much better to pick that date ahead of time, because last year that was really an unfair thing.
It came out short notice, yeah.
And it's better for people to know that there is a possibility that could happen.
So I would
You
say
think? Remember that?
Oh, yeah, so wait, sorry, are you talking about April or May's meeting?
May.
Okay,
May
great,
council meeting.
great.
Full council.
April is during school vacation.
Oh, yeah,
so
and we
this
know that.
Month is.
Yeah.
bad.
No, May is 17, 8, trying to get everything done.
Yeah, no, May, 2 days.
So let's 17, 18 hard stop, 11 PM, 17.
Yeah, let's do that.
Discussion or 11 PM, whatever comes first. If we're in the middle of a vote and it's 11:10, we're not going to stop the meeting. We'll finish that section and then pick
May
up on the next.
18th.
That's a good idea.
I'll put it in my calendar now.
Well, then we know that we're going to meet, and by some chance, if we were to finish on the 17th, we just make a ruling that night to cancel the next night.
Right, I just think that is much fairer to people, so
I
they
agree.
have that on their agenda in case they had a ball game,
No, life is,
site
okay,
or
yeah.
anything, or a trip.
And then, I mean, normally around May 18th could possibly be another meeting, there's things we got to do, and we got to check with John's on
Yes.
and do those
Yep.
due diligence. Okay. Ginny, consider a home rule petition for school city monies discussion item. Is that something you're going to discuss or?
Go to. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, where did my agenda go to?
Here, you want mine?
Yes, I'm sorry, I don't know what.
I'm just looking at the discussion items.
This way. Sorry, hold on.
Okay, so we're on the 12th?
We are on the.
Nowhere above the 12th.
Regular Ways and Means on the 18th. There's a
discussion item after operating budgets,
Where are we?
page 3,
Okay.
bottom, under discussion item.
Consider a home rule petition for compensating reimbursement to the school city for money spent regarding the education and care of foster children.
Okay.
I'm thinking I'm sorry, my opinion, no.
Move it to June.
Move it.
Jenny, move
because
that discussion to June, because I think you're going to be,
There's nothing urgent there.
Yeah, that was a new thing for me.
all right, now you're on April 12th, which is
The first meeting.
the first meeting, and you know that. And then the next one is the 24th, is that right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to move school positioning.
Yep.
So
And then the 27th,
I'll be back.
and then the 3rd.
Police. The 3rd is finished, hopefully finished departments, deliberations and recommendations, yes.
So I'm not sure because it doesn't say it here. All of these budget meetings, just so you know, Dan, are a hard stop at 9:30. Correct, Jenny?
That's what we said.
Okay. That's what they want to do.
They wanted to go long, but then it was just the people in the group.
And I would say exact same thing, Ginny, on those 9:30 or end of
Right.
element. If you're in an element, you're not going to say, "Oop,
Right.
stop talking, let's go." You know what I mean?
It's
finished.
within reason.
Correct. At your
It
discretion.
was longer. People, 2 of the people had children. Well, or maybe everybody has, people had commitments. We'll just say that and
All right.
honor that.
City clerk's report.
Right there.
Governor's extension allowing public bodies to continue holding meetings remotely until 2025.
Yep.
They really hold out on us with that one this year.
I would love, this actually came in before the date it was due.
Oh, really?
Usually it's like 4 o'clock on the last.
That's
day.
how it was
Yeah.
last year,
Yeah.
and then this year.
I really wish they would just change the law. Stop this. Stop.
Yeah.
Change the law. Done. Sorry.
And we'll discuss it when we get through this
that's on
budget
recording.
season and all that.
That's fine.
Councilor Bullock, we can have this, the biggest thing is, as we were saying earlier, when we were talking about why the city doesn't have more of their meetings live or hybrid or what have you, they're all live, they're not hybrid. And it's confusing to the public, which ones are which and which ones are which. We don't want to create the same issue within council. And that's what I was discussing with the clerk, and where if Ways and Means is always live, and then, EDC is always live, but A&O is not, it sets an odd rhythm for the public, where it's better if we're going to go all virtual or all, and some meetings don't translate well virtually. You know what I mean? They're Ways and Means is probably a great example, to do what you're trying to do during budget season, to do all that remotely would almost be painful.
Yeah, more than anything, what I want for ANO is for us to hold remote meetings through the next few months.
Yeah, and let's see where we can get to after we moved these now.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see where we get.
Yeah, well, we canceled this month. We'll see what happens in
What's
May.
the agenda? You
I
might-
canceled July a couple months ago because I know I'm gone that day.
You might not even have, if no new agenda items come that need immediate work, you might decide that you don't need May. And then, just because you're gone in July too, if there's other items you can have, you can ask for someone to
Else to cover.
step in, or,
Okay.
one of the officers, or.
There's also just the reality that I don't think it's safe to have one person
I would agree.
building alone. And that's what would have happened if I had not came, like Penny was going to be in this building alone.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in this.
I think we need to do the same thing we do. I'm in total agreement. I don't allow that with my other life, we don't send anyone to anything by themselves, when we do bar nights or anything, my staff always has more than one person. I agree. People should not be alone in an open door situation. So the point would be, maybe we need some consensus and we need to talk to your committee and encourage that there has to be at least 2 people or 3 people at a meeting. And I don't care if you rotate, but someone's got to accompany the chair.
Yeah.
We just make that amongst, you say this month it's Penny and next month it's Sheila, and you know what I mean? And that's how we do it. Hopefully people will come to the meetings, but if not,
We'll see.
Catherine, we just shuffle those around.
Okay.
City council minutes. Is there anything anyone saw in here that we changed, or are we in pretty good shape?
We took off the charter public safety portion because that's been bumped. We're asking questions about when capital and CPA can be done.
Yep. 18 capital budget orders are all there. First readings there, then that's what we got to make sure those are first readings. The first readings of the operating budget.
And the notice of the zoning.
And the first reading from there. Anything else that anyone can think of for this evening? Anyone would like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Okay.
And second disorder.
This meeting is adjourned at 6:51 PM. Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned at 6:51.
Good job.
Thank you.
That was very good. I said, I was.